live? We live, Rose? Okay. Tyler Thomas here with Channel 7 News. I'm here at the local Amberleyville courthouse, day 3 of the vicious, intense, and brutal custody battle for the mentally handicapped girl, Cinderella McDonald-Lulu. Well, we have between Angela Stefan, the mother, who's divorced, to Ronald McDonald-Lulu, and they're fighting for complete custody of this child. I've been here since 11 a.m. It's 12:45 now, and Ronald McDonald-Lulu is supposedly about to present an official PSA as evidence. The court will interpret that, the jury will talk about it, and they'll do whatever it takes to prove its merit in Ronald McDonald-Lulu's case for custody of his child. Now, alright, the PSA is starting. Let's switch over to it. Zella, I am the Frederick Students Vasen from the University of the Berlin, and I'm going to deliver this message on the fetal alcohol syndrome. Now, when a zygote forms and it attaches itself to the uteral wall, that is what's considered conception. Then, normally, as a responsible mother will halt all drinking and carry the baby to 9 months, give or take a few weeks, and she has the baby. But in the case of some irresponsible women, they drink and they drink and they drink all during their pregnancy and the term. And the baby, it suffers badly. Not just the mother being a hangover, the baby is becoming dependent on the alcohol, and the alcohol does not allow the cell to form properly. It's a terrible thing that sweeps across the country. It's awful. And this is what we consider the onset of the fetal alcohol syndrome.
My name is Barbara Monaco, and I did a case study back in the 90s for fetal alcohol syndrome, and I have information to offer to this case about the fetal alcohol syndrome baby. And the DSM-5 says that there is a 4-digit code for verifying fetal alcohol syndrome, and ranking from 4 to 1 being healthy and no implication of any sign of any alcohol syndrome, and 4 being weight and height below the 3rd percentile, with the child having both structural and neurological evidence of fetal alcohol syndrome. And typical symptoms that this baby has, and the judge knows this and we'll find out about it later today, the typical symptoms are diminished growth, impaired performance, diminished intelligence, smaller head size than average, facial deformities such as short eye openings, sunken nasal bridge, flattened cheekbones, and smooth, thin upper lip. And heart murmurs are usually occurrent but go away eventually. And that's all I have to offer to this case.
Hi, I'm Walter Harper, and I am a therapeutic psychologist who has studied many different possible treatments for FAS victims and the prognosis that most FAS victims will suffer. First, FAS cannot be cured. Possible treatments for FAS are individualized education support, therapy, counseling, live in a stable environment, receive proper medical care. As children with FAS mature into adolescence and adulthood, the craniofacial deformities become less noticeable, educational achievement may be extremely limited, poor social relationships with others, mental health issues, addictive behaviors with controlled substances, and difficulty living alone.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of this town. I am Tyler Thomas. Last time you saw me was day 3 of the vicious, savage, whatever you want to call it, court trial between Angela Stefan and Ronald McDonald Lulu. The battle was for the custody of a mentally handicapped girl named Cinderella Donalulu. But according to a PSA and the verification of professionals and academic scholars from a PSA that Ronald provided for the court and jury to view, evidence was conclusive enough to say that Angela Stefan drank during her pregnancy. That caused little poor Cinderella to develop fetal alcohol syndrome, a horrific and disgusting disorder that only the worst kind of people would put their little child through. And the jury decided today that Ronald McDonald Lulu has gained 100% custody of Cinderella Donalulu. Angela Stefan has another court trial to determine the length of her sentence in a penitentiary. Tyler Thomas signing off.